Well, hello class, and welcome to Unit 5. Believe it or not, Unit 5. So we are officially halfway through the 8-week term, and that's probably both really exciting because you're almost done, and probably, I would think, probably significantly nerve-wracking for many of you, given that we still have quite a bit left to do. First things first, I have only received an articulation of competency draft from 2 of you. So that's a problem, a significant problem, because there's 5 of you in the class. So I've heard from 1, and then there's a couple other that are MIA, and I need to get these from you. If you don't get them in now, you will be behind, and that is problematic given that we have a lot still to do in these next 4 weeks. So if you have not gotten that to me, you need to let me know what's going on, and we need to quickly get everything in, okay? So please contact me and let me know what's going on. And don't say, oh, I'll get it to you at some point. First of all, you need to ask if you can get it to me late, because it's already late. I've had some correspondence with some folks, and that's been very helpful. But I will tell you that's problematic, and it's a bit of a pet peeve when students tell me when they're going to get things to me. It's not a tell, it's an ask. So please make sure that you're communicating with me in that, okay? And the only reason I'm making a big stink of it is because we have such short time. And I in every class I teach, students ask, can I have some additional time? Well, maybe, but not always, because knowing the pace of the class, having taught classes before, it's clear to me that if you get behind on certain things, then you are behind on certain things, and that cuts into the work that you need to do in other realms of the course. So please be in contact with me as far as your articulation of competency, okay? And again, remember that's 2 of them, but you will do all 5 core competencies by the time you're done with the program, and that will be included on your website. All right, so this week, week 5, we are getting into, once again, connective leadership, chapters 6 through 8 from Lippmann-Blumen. We will talk about the competency matrix. So what I want you to do, and this is where there's going to be some interaction this week, okay? So this is going to be important that you pay attention to this. You will need to, I'm going to upload a document, and you will need to fill this document out by Wednesday night, okay? So you've got tonight, you have tomorrow, and you have Wednesday night, and you'll have it uploaded to Sakai. I'll put a forums section in there so you get into the forums, and you'll see within your Sakai course shell for this class, you will upload your completed matrix. And what you'll see is you will see a matrix, basically, and on the top, and you'll see options on the top and on the side. One of them will be the 5 core competencies, okay? One of them will be the 9 achieving styles from the ASI, from the Connective Leadership Achieving Styles Inventory, okay? And where I'm looking for you to do work on is connect. And so in this matrix, you've got this, 9 by 5. You're going to look and say, this is where I see this achieving style connecting to this competency. And basically just putting X's, okay? And so I'm going to give you some instructions on what to do within the Sakai forums discussion section. But basically, I'm looking for you to make a case for why you think certain styles connect with certain competencies and so forth, okay? And then I want you to engage in discussion, and I'll, again, put some specific instructions in there for you and your classmates. So you'll go back and forth, and between when they're posted and the end of the week, so Sunday of this week at midnight, you will engage in discussion with, at minimum, 2 of your classmates. Now, I know there's only 5 students, but that's plenty of potential interaction to engage in with your students, okay? And again, I'll put some very clear, specific instructions on all of that. All right, we'll also be in chapter 5 from Cameron, so in positive leadership, and we'll continue to make our ways through that. So something to think about and remember is that next week, 2/18 is when your literature review is due, and it has to be in by 2/18. I said the same thing about the articulation of competency, and I said it had to be in on time, and still there were some that didn't get it in, haven't, again, contacted me to tell me what's going on. So these are problematic, but from here on out, if it's not in when it's due, I won't accept it, okay? Because if we don't do that on time, there's some significant ramifications for the ability for you to complete your work. So I don't want to, come across as being hard or, uncaring. I know there's a lot of things going on, but I do need to make sure that I'm making it very clear that these deadlines are not negotiable any longer. They have to be in by the day that they're assigned on the syllabus, okay? So your literature review is due by midnight on 2/18, no exceptions, okay? It has to be in my inbox by midnight on 2/18, okay? And then, of course, if you're looking further on, you've got some things due on the 24th of February. That's the philosophy of leadership. And then on the 26th is your personal growth plan. Now, here's the things I want you to think about when you look at these, specifically the philosophy of leadership assignment. I want you to very closely read the assignment description, okay, on what this philosophy of leadership is to look like. Because I want you to really be thinking very intentionally, okay? So we read it here. It says, a critical element of the capstone portfolio is the philosophy of leadership. This assignment involves the development of a short, and this is really important, a short document that outlines your understanding of and perspective about leadership anchored in literature and research, okay? As such, it should include references to key ideas and studies that inform your understanding. Unlike a literature review, which of course is much longer, this philosophy, here's the key, must be concise, okay? It should clearly articulate the foundation of your approach to leadership, including assumptions and values grounded in the literature. The philosophy should be less than 350 words, not including references. It should be the strongest element, this is important, it should be the strongest element of your capstone portfolio, reflecting a broad and deep comprehension of the field of leadership and its application. For this assignment, feel free to refer to similar assignments you've completed in previous courses, which may help inform your culminating philosophy. Okay, and then again, you're going to email it to me, not Sakai that's in the syllabus. Here's the deal with this. Okay, I want you to think about this. Think about organizations that you know, or maybe even people do these, but you have this, an organization has a mission statement. And the mission statement is in many ways, we've probably talked about this in other classes that you've had, or at least just conversations. Everyone has what we'll call a world view, okay? Meaning it's this view through, or it's this grid, kind of the, I see it through this lens or this grid through which I view the world, hence worldview. So one of the things that I tell my students when it comes to leadership studies, when it comes to leadership education, is my hope is, my desire is, my intent is for my students to start to see the world through the lens of leadership. Okay, I want them to kind of be looking around and seeing the leadership realities, the leadership outcomes, the leadership connections, and everything. So when you're watching a movie and you're looking at what's going on the screen, you're able to kind of pick out, and I don't think this is necessarily idealistic simply because my job is to teach leadership. You're studying leadership, so you are fully ingrained and enmeshed in the literature. You're looking at leadership all the time. Looking at leadership studies, you're looking at leadership practices and outcomes. And so my hope is that you're seeing leadership within the realm of all that you look at these days. So this philosophy of leadership should be similar to that which you would kind of view the world, through. So let me give you an example. At our church, we have it's called a mission statement, but reality is it could be seen as a church philosophy. So we exist, right? So and blah, 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 blah. So here's the reason why we exist. And so here's the question. So we exist to lead people, okay, into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ rooted in the gospel. That's it. Simple. I don't know how many words that is, but it's not very many. But that mission statement, that's the mission statement that we use. It's the grid through which we view everything. And we say, is whatever's been proposed, is this program, is this song, is this sermon, is this, fill in the blank, is it going to lead people to a growing relationship with Jesus Christ? Is it firmly rooted in the gospel, right? Is it bringing glory to God? So if it doesn't do those things, then we don't do it, right? So as you come up with this philosophy of leadership, simple is better, right? Einstein said if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. And so what we will do is you'll submit this philosophy of leadership, and I will probably write back and say, hey, simplify, 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 cut, cut, cut. Or it looks great. But I bet there's probably some editing to go on with all of that. So I want you to really think deeply about that. Think about this philosophy of leadership. And that's just one component that's coming up here in a couple of weeks. But right now, this week, you're going to work on the competency matrix. Okay, so you'll see that in Sakai. You'll have a little section there in the forums. So I'll probably have that up this evening. I will upload the document to that forum section. Okay, and then, of course, if you have not gotten me your articulation of competency, they are due yesterday, literally. Right. So ASAP. Actually, they were due on the 4th according to the syllabus. So that was 2 days ago. And I still haven't received some from some folks. So I need to get those in as soon as possible. And then remember, once again, although you're only turning in 2 drafts right now, all 5 will be due and needed to be uploaded to your website by the time the semester or the term is over. All right? So if you have any questions, feel free to call, feel free to email. Probably email from a distance is best. And I look forward to kind of seeing and being involved in these discussions on the competency matrix and how you are seeing the achievement styles connect with the competencies. And in that, once that conversation is done, I'll send all of your results back on the achievement styles inventory, the 360, assuming that all of your people have completed. And I think there's still a few of you that haven't, so I'm hoping that you can follow up with your people yet again. All right? So any questions, let me know. If not, I will see you online, and looking forward to our conversations that take place this week.